He won the overall in Classic Physique this past June at the Junior Nationals in Chicago, and now he's stepping into the 212 class. So he poses all off season long. He's committed to training calves. He's committed to training abs. He's midsection work. He does everything. So.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We are getting underway. It has been about a week since I've had this camera. We finally got it set up nicely. I'll show you guys how it's looking later, but we're just heading here in the slow lane, chilling on our way to Armbrust for, like I said, a push day. So without the camera, I only got one workout in. My trip was eventful but long. It was hard to get a rental car. It was hard to get the hotel. Couldn't find food at like 2 a.m. and then I couldn't find a phone charger at 2 gas stations in the morning when I was on my way to the thing. So it was a very difficult couple days, but standard traveling. I feel like I'm ready to give it a good push, literally. And my diet's been crazy in check. I've been going back to an old diet that I had and just bringing the protein down but keeping the overall nutrients just as high almost. So I'm very full, but in a good way, and I will get my body acclimated to this diet and let you guys know how it's going. But it's definitely something I needed, because with the amount of calories I need to progress, it has to be on a meal plan. It just does. There's no healthy way to intuitively eat 4,000 calories a day. It just usually doesn't happen. Without much intake, I find that you often will just have bad eating cycles if you don't have a base, like a blueprint of what to do. It'd be kind of like saying you got to study for the SAT or the MCAT or the GRE, and you know you have to study 1,000 hours or 100 hours. So you just randomly do 100 hours, whether it's 10 hours, 10 days in a row, just because you feel like it on paper. But we all know that we absorb things by studying when we're well fed, well rested, in 2-hour blocks, things like that. So not all hours are created equal. Not all calories are created equal when you have 3,000 at a time versus 500 to 800 at a time. So anyways, we're gonna get in there and do the band warm up, ride the bike. And the key today is focus on a push day, focus on my pecs. Let's see what's missing and where we can go with strength, since the shoulder's feeling a lot better. So let's hit these floor presses. Everyone, what is going on? Welcome to this video and this next push session, which was really good for a few reasons. So I'm going to show you here the floor presses as usual, like we've been doing, or like I've been doing on the push days, and we'll see what we get to. But overall, a really good day. Diet has been going great, and the shoulder is feeling much better. The knee is still an ongoing love-hate relationship, where I have good days and bad days, and upward trends and downward trends, so we're still working on that. But I think the shoulder is making a nice recovery, and I actually talked to a buddy of mine in the gym today, and we talked about his injury as well, and I got a reference from a massage therapist from my buddy Coleman there too. So it was a really nice day today at the gym. It was kind of busy, but I snuck off into the side here in between the benches and was able to get on the floor press, and it warmed up, and they opened up the garage or the doors out there, and it was really, really nice. So overall, comfortable, good day. Love Colorado. I'm gonna miss it for sure, but the weather's not the only thing that matters in life, even though it's extremely, extremely important to me. So I just started filming when I already got to some dumbbells here. I did ride the bike and do my therapy before, but I don't want to only put out the same exact content. So I mean, I get this is a training channel, so I get a lot of comments on how it's the same, but it's just going to be mostly training and what I want to document. So this is helping me keep track of my weights and to keep track of how I'm feeling over time. So I won't be able to do YouTube forever. Once I start school in the fall, I'm hoping I'll be able to make 1 to 2 videos a week, but if I'm not making any money at all, I don't know if it'll be worth my time. That's just something I'm gonna have to see, depending on where my training is and how my environment is around me. If I want to get online and connect with you all on YouTube, then I will, but if school is occupying my time, then I probably won't do it too much. But the highlight of this workout was the 80-pound dumbbells. So we were able to push the 80s for a set of 10, and then I followed up with a set of 8 and a set of 7. And I did subscribe to Matt Jansen's website, campjansen.com. It's $9.99 a month, and so far I've really enjoyed watching the videos a lot. I've just gotten to hear about what he thinks about training and eating and what him and his athletes do. And Michaela Aycock is a really, really intense bodybuilder. She's small. She's a small human, but she's absolutely enormous muscularly. So it's really cool to see her and just to watch different people train and get some advice, because that was kind of one of the things I liked about today in the gym. Is I did catch up with a buddy of mine who's getting trained by a bodybuilder who's 10 weeks out from a show, and then Brett Wilkins, who also works at this gym. He's like 7 or 8 weeks out, I think, of the Toronto Pro. So I'm constantly surrounded by competitive bodybuilders, especially right now. And some of the women that train at this gym, their physiques are incredible as well. There's just as many girls that look insane as well as guys, and they're definitely not bad to look at. And a lot of them train really hard. There was a girl doing like one-legged Bulgarian split squats with a massive, like 80-pound, maybe 100-pound dumbbell today. So stuff that you don't normally see in a commercial gym, and it's always good to be around that. So I can't wait to get into more compounds, and with that said, back to the compounds we're going. So 65-pound for an overhead press. Shout out to the massive powerlifting apparatus that I'm overhead pressing off of. Yes, there was no one who wanted to use this device. There was no one squatting at any of the racks near it. So I didn't even see anyone with the intention of wanting to use this thing. And I've never seen anyone use it except for this Olympic squatter guy. So I'll use the monolift when I want to, or when it's more available, because it's just out of the way. And I can put my camera here on some like derpy squat machine, which is pretty sweet, but I don't see many people using it, and it's really out of the way. So that's the only way I film in the gym, by going in the corners. As if you guys haven't noticed, I never sit in machines in the middle of like commercial gym aisles or anything like that. I always somehow find a wall or a corner just so I can do my thing, and yeah, it's been working for me. So 65 pounds for a set of 10. And some of the things I wanted to cover today when I was training was definitely getting chest activation and tricep activation, not just isolating it and feeling my joints hurt and stuff like that. So I was able to really squeeze on the floor press, and I love that exercise, man. It's so good because you really can focus on pushing straight to the ceiling, or you can flare your elbows a touch and you can kind of push more into the center, or you can just try to, just from the bottom position, just think, lock your elbows, and your shoulders almost like stay glued to the ground. The range of motion is really short. So that's not a lot of chest, that's really a lot of tricep and a lot of like drive. But if you think to like press your palm against the ceiling straight up, like you will feel it a lot in your pecs, especially if you widen your range of motion just like an inch downward to the outer direction. So you start to feel, so it's definitely dangerous like any other movement if done incorrectly, and you're at risk of, you know, one dumbbell, you know, you can slam your elbow into the ground and things like that. You can hurt yourself between the weight and the floor, but it's not very likely, and it's really been working great. So like I was mentioning on the overhead press, or what I was feeling, I really felt my chest activate like crazy, unbelievably so, in the floor press. And from the standing barbell press, 85 pounds, really locking it out, my triceps, as soon as I unracked it the second time, I felt my tricep fatigue. So I still had a great set because I had a lot of energy, but I'm excited to feel that. So felt really great today, hitting some poses here. Nothing better than hitting some poses, man. Proper. So yeah, guys, this is why we love bodybuilding. We love growing, we love changing, we love getting better, both in how we feel and how we perform and how we look. It's an all-around thing. And right now how I feel is pretty shitty because my meniscus, again, isn't the best. So no matter how great I look, I'm not satisfied with that. I'm satisfied with health. I'm going to physical therapy school. I want to be able to help people, and I need to learn how to help myself too. So I'm probably going to make an appointment with Dr. Zach Fox again. It's been weeks since I've seen him, just so I can run it by him, and we'll see how to continue in the right direction, because under his guidance I could, but by myself I can't. I'm a troll. So sucks. Anyways, guys, deuces. I'm exhausted from this training. Peace. What's going on? Just pulled over here at the gas station, and that was a really good workout. Actually ran into a buddy of mine and a trainer, so we got all caught up and just talked training and bodybuilding, and I got a reference for a massage therapist, so everything went really well. I was able to push heavy weight finally, and like I said, it was just a good environment, and I've been honing in on what I want to get out of this whole situation I'm in. Now that I'm slightly healthier and I have confidence in my ability to get healthy, even though my meniscus hurts, I want to come back and I want to get post-workout. According to Dave Plumbo, I am doing his diet that he sent me to bulk. I'm just cutting the protein portions and some of the fat portions, because I think half a cup of nuts with 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon of oil is just absurd for a meal. I have 8 meals a day, 3 shakes, 2 or 3 shakes, depending on if I'm training or not. And today calls for 50 grams of whey post-workout and 40 grams of carbs. So right here we have 30 grams of whey and 48 grams of carbs with a little fat. So I don't have all the supplies I need to get this diet perfectly, but I am gonna make some adjustments myself, add in some Greek yogurt, add in some different fat sources like an avocado, but it's gonna be a great diet, and I'm not gonna make it, let's see, easier. I'm just gonna make it better for me. I'm not 300 pounds, so 400 plus protein is too much. The neighborhood of 300 protein, 270 to 300 is what I want. So we're gonna have 30 grams of whey and probably just 40 carbs as a typical post-workout shake from now on. The proper thumbnail.
Feeling good, feeling I'm hyped like this face with the this face off of Nike. The women like me, I'm dipped in butter.